What's going on, homies? Welcome to the Crack Soccer Podcast, episode number 36. Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is finally over. The MLS Playoffs are finally here, and the road to the Cup starts today, actually. But hold on, for the first time as well, is Messi starting to lose some of the spotlight in the MLS? New stars are stepping up and stealing the show. We're breaking down the playoff bracket challenge, Messi's hot takes, and who can have a shot at glory this season. And lastly, for the first time ever, the Cracked giveaway is going live this weekend. You heard that right. Your chance to win big while we talk all things soccer madness. This is huge. This is chaos. This is the Crack Soccer Podcast. Tap in, baby. Bang, bang. Boom, boys. How you feeling, fellas? How we doing? This is a bit of a later week for us. It is Wednesday, October 22nd. But how we doing? How we feeling today?
I'm good. Chilling. Finally feeling better after my sickness. Got dominated in fantasy football. All my players decided to drop some O's on my head. But yeah, no, it's been good. Also, I had Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams, and Matthew Stafford all dropped pretty much 30 points, and I still lost because of Jahmyr Gibbs. But yeah, soccer was good. It was a crazy week.
Yeah, that's true. Something to look forward to, right? What about you, Peasy?
You forgot to mention the most important game of the week, bro. Did you guys see the Denver Broncos make the world's just absolute sickest fourth quarter comeback? I'm pumped. Yeah. It still got me cheesing, bro. It was Bronco fan through and through my whole life. Love to see it. Love to see a good start to the season. Being a Broncos fan is raising my blood pressure, man. But yeah, like Fern said, lots of good soccer. I also lost in fantasy. I also had a pretty decent performance, but then made some very bad decisions with freaking Bourne on the 49ers. But you live and you learn. Still in third place going into this week. So
I hear the New York Giants kicker is still walking his way to New York. So
dang. I didn't really catch the end of it. I only kind of watched most of it like just through the app. I didn't catch that whole Bronco game, but I know it was a hot topic over just this week. So yeah, a lot of happy Broncos fans and a lot of sad Giants fans, but it is what it is, bro. That's football, dude. And yeah, same thing. Fantasy wise, I probably the worst performance in the regular league that I have, and then that guillotine league, dude, though. I might have like the best team I've ever had in the guillotine league. Like, it's ridiculous the amount of points I'm putting up in that league, dude. Fern knows. But he's
did you guys do a buy-in this year? Because I remember that one guy who like got everybody to sign up for free, and then like after he started winning was like, "Hey, you guys want to do a buy-in?"
Yeah, I was like, "Heck no, we didn't do a buy-in." The winner is gonna get $100, but there was no buy-in.
So someone's just putting up $100.
Oh, we are
very generous.
The commish is
nice.
I don't know if he's told everybody, but that's what he told me. So now you know. So if you win, Reyes, you gotta pay up.
I got a good chance. Technically, I've had the most amount of points scored in the past 2 weeks. I've gotten first, so my team is filthy. It's ridiculous, but it's just luck, dude. It was just so much luck. But anyways, moving on to the next little bit here. We also have a leaderboard winner from the Cracked Soccer leaderboard. It was a crazy season, boys. I mean, 36, 37 weeks of just straight up calling games. Not easy. And this last week was definitely not easy, calling all the score lines. But Fern, I believe you have the final results. They are in. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm very much ready to see who ended up winning.
Well, you know what's crazy? Is they call me Tom Brady because, like, being down 28-3, somehow I came up and I got the dub.
Did you really, dude?
Yeah.
Dude, that's freaking insane, Fern.
I'm just kidding. I just wanted to get you all sad. I'm still third. Call me the Broncos, bro. I got that fourth quarter comeback. No.
I think you had a few right, though. I don't remember exactly.
I had two.
But
I had two.
Yeah,
You had
so-
one. Lopez had zero. He was close though. That Minnesota game really screwed him over because had that not happened, you would have been at what 30, 230 something, and then he would have been 231. So you would have only won by like 2 points. So
Did you not get one, PZ? Did you not get the RSL game?
no, because they tied 2-2. We had 2-1, all of us.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Dang, for some reason I
So-
thought we had that one, but yeah, you're right. That towards the end of that one kind of sucked. So that's kind of wild.
Bro,
Dang, dude.
your face
That's
when
crazy.
the leaderboard popped up was worth it.
Dude, I was like, dude, okay, maybe you did win. Cool, maybe. I honestly was not paying attention to like everybody's like predictions. So I was like, honestly, whatever this guy tells me, I'm probably gonna believe him because I don't know. I didn't do the work myself. So
Yeah, there you go. And now you know you can trust me.
okay, sounds good, dude. I guess I gotta pick out a jersey, dude. I mean, I'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. And then we'll
you can get this one with the stain on the back.
It's gotta be an MLS team, bro.
Peagles.
No, it's gotta be. I'll pick an MLS squad for sure. Like it'll be an MLS jersey, and we'll kind of see what happens there. But okay, cool. Well, obviously, thanks you guys for participating. I know it was a lot of like predictions, a lot of things going on for that. So that was a lot of fun. I mean, the positions changed quite a bit, but then Fern, I felt for you for sure. That whole like second half of the year was just like you're just trying to play catch up. So, better luck next year, dude. Moving on to the correct performances of the week. And to kick it off, we're going to do something a little bit different at the beginning here with the correct team of the year, who all of us unanimously elected as the correct team of the year, presented to you by none other than Fernando, Fern, Jimenez. Take it away, my guy.
Do you guys know who this team is? Have you ever heard of this team?
SD, FC.
It's San Diego FC, guys. This is their first ever year in the MLS. And what a year, guys. What a year. So obviously, I don't know if you guys are keeping track with what was going on over the weekend, but they actually ended up finishing first in the MLS with their 4-0 win over whoever they beat, and obviously Vancouver choking, which last week we were talking about how it wouldn't be possible for them to finish first because we were looking at goal differences, but I guess the MLS doesn't see it as that big of a deal when tying, since they beat Vancouver I believe both times they got the matchup with them. So so they finished first. They finished fourth in the Supporter Shield, only behind what was it? Who's on the East? Philadelphia, Miami, and whoever else it was. But yeah, and
Philly, Cincy, Miami, and then them.
So I don't know what it was, but they also, not only that, but they also finished with the most points for an expansion team, which they actually ended up breaking the record on October 6th with 60 points and ended the season with 63. So they just extended the lead, the record they had broken, as well as the most wins of an expansion team on the same day with 18, and extended their record to 19 wins with this final game of the season. So and they've had a crazy year, guys. As I was doing some of this research and whatnot for it, I also came to find out that they sold the most merch in club by any club in league history in team controlled stores or club controlled stores. Yeah, so
oh nice.
A lot of their fans are showing up and buying their jerseys. So nice. I mean, this is probably the best thing that could have happened to the owners. You start up a new team, and not only do you start up a new team, but they end up becoming one of the best teams the first year ever. So that's a very great impression for business.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hats off to him, man. What an inaugural season. I also, just to echo like kind of what you said, like, awesome year, awesome season altogether, just in terms of competition. But I also think, in terms of what they are doing as a club is also very promising, because they are, not just competing at a very high level, doing what they got to do on a day-to-day competition wise, but their club, their development teams, like their kid teams or whatever you want to call them, they're also like investing heavily in that and investing heavily in the club, which is super cool to see. I remember seeing a post a few days ago. I don't know if you guys saw, but they were doing like open tryouts for like the U9 or U8 teams, and people were like lined up out the door, like just a ton of kids trying to get in to these open tryouts to try to see if they could, be on the SDFC team for whatever age group it was. So the hype is real. The hype is legit. They are in a very good spot, not just in terms of the MLS, in terms of the US, but like being so close to the border as well. It kind of, makes a lot of like that talent from both sides of the border kind of just being able to go into San Diego. So I think it's not just a good season for this season, but I think it's going to be a very tough team to beat for years to come. So hats off to you, San Diego. Way to go.
Do you know if they have any U30 tryouts?
I believe that's called the first team, my guy. If you think you can beat out Dreyer or Chucky, échale ganas. Any thoughts from you, PZ?
No, you guys said it very well, dude. San Diego FC. But we all started off the season saying, like, hey, this team could maybe, like, every team's in its inaugural season, I think you all mentioned, has a pretty good first season. And San Diego FC was definitely not an anomaly, but they showed out and came to play, and it's been fun to watch them all season, man. So hats off to them. Don't want to repeat too much of what both of you have already said, but it's been fun to watch them, and I'm excited to see them continually grow and develop their players and their team.
Nice. Solid stuff. Sick, man. That's sweet. Fern, take it away with the rest of the performances from you, my guy. And don't forget to crack one open if you have it.
For this guy? Let's do it then. You already know. I'm going to bust my can open for this guy real quick. Obviously, last cracked player of the year. Probably my most cracked player of the year. Which, it's been a crazy ride. This guy had, I don't know why I put 2 goals. It was 3 goals. He scored a hat trick. But he ended the year with the crazy run. He's played well all year. He went into this game knowing he had to score at least 1 or 2 goals to confirm the golden boot. And you know what? He did it. He scored his first hat trick of the year, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like every time I watch him play, he'll score 2 goals. A penalty will come up, and he'll do the nonchalant gimmick and give it to like Suarez or somebody to, score just so he can prove he doesn't care about goals, I guess. But again, he was going into this year, finishing or into this last game with possibly getting a golden boot with no penalties, which I was excited about. So when I saw, because I only watched the first half and then I had to do something. And then when I saw the score in the second half that he had scored a penalty, I was annoyed, as I mentioned in the group chat.
So close, so close.
I know. So he's still top scorer. He still won the golden boot, just with 1 penalty, with 29 goals, 5 goals ahead of the next 2 people, which was Sam Surridge and Dennis Bouanga, which was actually the team that they played. So shout out to my boy Messi for doing what he does. I was going to say, last time I checked, for some reason he was top in assists, but I thought it was Dreyer, and it is Dreyer. But he finished first in goals, second in assists, number 1 in goals and assists with a 9-point lead above the next person. So
Dreyer.
Yeah, Dreyer. And yeah, so that's my cracked player of the week.
Nice.
And now time to head into our cracked game of the week. So the one game that was, they knew that they had to win this game. Colorado is my cracked team of the week, game of the week against Vancouver. They knew they had to come in and win this game to get into the playoffs. And everybody knew that. And the Vancouver Whitecaps were also playing to basically finish first. So they both had kind of an incentive to win.
Wait.
But unfortunately
wait, are you doing Colorado and...
Oh, sorry. I'm doing Dallas and Colorado.
Dallas?
Sorry, I kept...
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
It's
because for some reason I keep getting them confused. It's not Colorado. It's FC Dallas versus Vancouver.
Okay.
But as I was saying, unfortunately for Vancouver, they decided to get a red card 11 minutes into the game. And as a result of that, they had to get rid of their striker, is who they actually decided to get rid of. And it kind of just brought their team down. Like there wasn't too much attacking going on. FC Dallas came in and scored 7 minutes after the red card, and Mueller scored a penalty in the 29th minute, and FC Dallas scored in the 47th, which ended up being the last goal of the game and knocking Vancouver out of the number one spot. But not only making the playoffs, but actually avoiding the play-in tournament, which will be played by RSL in Portland. Because I'm assuming they beat Portland because they have better goal differential, same points, and they're above Portland. So I'm assuming they beat them sometime over the season. So shout out to FC Dallas for doing the impossible and beating Vancouver. And obviously, we gotta poo for someone. And this is so that you guys will understand. Colorado's who I'm putting one out for. That's why I got confused.
Okay, there's the mental discrepancy.
Yeah. There we go. And Lopez, I don't think you know exactly what happened, but it was crazy. All right, so RSL needed to win this over the weekend to make it. Like if they win, no matter what happens all over the league, nothing matters. They won, they're in. If they don't win, if they tie or if they lose, they needed some stuff to go their way. So obviously they go up 2-0 in the first half, I believe. Yeah. And then they get a penalty going into the second, and then Klaus comes in and scores a goal in the 88th minute. And I was watching the game, and it was kind of just a survive at that point for RSL. And at the same time, the Colorado Rapids game is going on. Klaus scores in the 88th minute, and then for Colorado Rapids, Thun scores first, then Aronson scores in the 62nd, and then Colorado Rapids score in the 88th minute. And at that point, you're basically thinking, oh, RSL's out, Colorado's in, they scored the goal that they needed to, and then the LAFC basically scores off kickoff right after they scored. So I'm pouring one out for the Rapids because they had it right there and it was just snatched out of their hands by LAFC. That greedy team. They were already in the playoffs and they took the playoff hopes from Colorado and scored in the 90th minute and knocked them out of the playoffs, but also saved RSL and kept them in the playoffs. So I had to pour one out for Colorado. So close, yet so far.
Bro,
Nice.
decision
Love
day,
that, dude.
Decision day, bro, and decisions were made, and it just made me an even bigger LAFC fan. This year, all the MLS was closer. I will say RSL, yeah, it's my home team, bro. But if I could pick, if I get to choose my family, it'd be LAFC.
Nice. Hell yeah, I love that, dude. I mean, yeah, and then obviously like Colorado getting knocked out, Colorado being like a neighboring state from us and somewhat of a rival, so seeing them not getting to the playoffs is that much better, that much sweeter.
I hope that Rocky Mountain Cup was worth it.
I hope those oysters were worth it. Hope you liked them with mayonnaise. Nice, dude. Love that. Love the performances there, my guy. Let me kick mine off really quick with my cracked performances. So for my cracked player of the week, gonna have to give it to Victor Olatunji from Real Salt Lake. This guy, Victor, Victor, 8.7 player rating, 2 goals against, St. Louis. We kind of mentioned that. I mentioned the game a little bit, but honestly, like you mentioned, a lot of different things had to go RSL's way just for them to get into the playoffs here in a very competitive Western Conference. But obviously a couple other things went our way as well. But if it wasn't for Victor's 2 goals on this last Saturday, playoffs wouldn't even be a thing for us. So thank goodness that he got 2 goals during that game. Helped RSL kind of solidify their playoff hopes. Good on him. Not sure if he's a little bit of a newer face to you guys, but he did just sign with RSL in August of 2025. The guy's only had 8 games for RSL, currently has 4 goals on the season, so he doubled his goal contributions this last Saturday with the 2. And before this, he came to RSL from Sparta Prague, over to the Czech Republic.
This is Sparta.
Yes, exactly. He played like 93 games out there, had 20 goals. So, hopefully he can, replicate more of that and just kind of continue to score for RSL. The guy's an absolute unit. I don't know his stats. I was actually going to look it up. This guy's got to be like 6'2", 6'3". The guy's kind of a unit, and he moves like a soccer player. He's a pretty athletic guy. So
he's only 5'9".
no, he's not.
Okay, he's 6'4".
Okay, is he really?
Yeah,
that's
what it says on here.
That's insane. I figured he was super tall because when I've seen him play on TV, I was like,
Lopez.
Dude, he's like, yeah, he's massive. He's like a basketball player playing soccer that has the coordination of like football, like a ballerina. Like he's really coordinated. It's wild. So good on him, dude. I mean, hats off. I hope he continues to play for RSL and just continues hitting those goals, man. I think he could be that deciding factor tonight when RSL plays Portland for that playing game. That's going to happen here in a few, maybe about an hour or so. So that's my correct. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to mention to you that he has 8 games played and 4 goals. So.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Sorry.
Solid. So on to the next one. On to my cracked game of the week. Nashville versus Inter Miami. At the end of the day, Miami did end up beating Nashville 5-2, which, good on Miami, way to get that win. But I think going into this game, it was also like, hey, you kind of see Messi, you kind of see Surridge, the top 2 goal scorers of the MLS season in 2025. Who's going to come out on top? Could it be Sam Surridge that steals the Golden Boot from Messi, or does Messi just run away with it? At the end of the day, yes, Messi getting a lot of those goals, getting 3 goals, that hat trick, runs away with the Golden Boot and runs away with the win. But I think that's something a little bit more interesting in this game that maybe you guys aren't aware of, but these 2 teams are becoming somewhat of a rivalry in the MLS. I think you kind of think about Inter Miami. You think, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I've said that before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was gonna say how we mentioned it a couple times when they would play. They actually were. Nashville was a team that Miami beat to win the U.S. Open Cup when they won it a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think you mean the Leagues Cup, but yeah,
Leagues Cup.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what I was going to mention, right? So, you kind of have Inter Miami, and whenever they play Atlanta, like that's typically a pretty good game as well. But with this Nashville game, obviously this last game of the year of the season, you get Nashville versus Miami, pretty good game, 5-2, high scoring. And then in the past, they've had games since August of 2020 where they've been playing. But at the end of the day, Messi and the boys always get it done against Nashville. They beat them in the Leagues Cup final in 2023. They beat them actually in a PK shootout where Miami won 9-10. They also faced off in the CONCACAF Champions Cup in the round of 16 in 2024, where Messi and the boys again beat Nashville 5-3 on aggregate after the 2 games. And then what's even more crazy about this rivalry here is that they're going to play each other again in the first round of this year's playoffs. So Miami will be facing Nashville in a series, best of 3 series for the first round of the MLS playoffs this season. So back and forth, man. I think at the end of the day, it's like 4, 5, 6. So Nashville has 4 wins against Miami. Miami has 6 wins against Nashville. 5 draws in total between these 2 squads. So rivalry in the making. Like, could this be like those 2 teams that just consistently go at it in the Eastern Conference? Possibly, but I'm excited to see these 2 teams go at it in the first round for this year's playoffs. So super pumped, super cool game. We'll see what happens, man. Can Messi and the boys get it done again? Who knows?
Question: did you mention the last time that the Nashville beat Inter Miami?
It was in the regular season.
It
was or something.
Well, yeah, it was 2-1. But the last time they beat them was May 17th, 2023.
Oh, really? So that was a while back.
Yeah, and I mean, they've had 3 ties in between, but one of the ties was at the Leagues Cup, which they won the penalty shootout. But just thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, I think it would be very dramatic if Nashville steals these wins and gets into the next round instead of Miami. Like, that would really hype up this rivalry. So I'm excited to see it. I'm just saying.
That's what freaking Atlanta did to them last year. I was so irritated. Oh,
exactly. So, you never know. Maybe Nashville's finally like, yo, you know what, guys? Like, they've beaten us in tournaments. They've beaten us in regular season play. We can't let them do it again. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Okay, and then finally, finalizing it, finishing it off with my pour one out for Orlando City. Had to do it, man. Orlando City obviously being a very strong team, very attack-heavy team, but they choked hard here this last week on Saturday against Toronto, losing 4-2 against Toronto. I mean, crazy. Before Saturday, these guys were, sitting, chilling in 5th place, not going to have to play for the play-in game. And then basically after this Saturday, because of everything that went on, they're now in the play-in game against Chicago.
Speaking of Orlando, Chicago just scored.
Oh, no way. That's
Yeah.
insane, dude. Oh, my gosh. Did they really?
Yeah, they just literally just scored. You're a bad omen, Reyes. You were talking about them and they got scored on. You're the opposite of Lopez.
I know, right? Dude, that's wild. It hasn't updated on my FOMO, but maybe you're probably right because you're probably watching it live. But either way, man, I mean, yeah, Orlando, high hopes, but at this point, like, they kind of dug themselves in this hole. So can they get themselves out? Can they beat Chicago? Sounds like they're down 1-0. Who knows? But they kind of put themselves in this position. So had to pour one out for them. Sorry to say it.
I will say, Toronto has 6 wins all year, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't they beat Miami too? Or am I tripping?
They might have. I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm wrong. They tied.
Okay.
They tied both games.
Anyways, those are my crack performances. Chino, Lopez, finish it off, my guy.
I am going to finish it where it started. We were hyping up some Canadian teams at the very first episode. If we go back and listen to episode 1, we had some high hopes for Canada, right? And boy, did they let us down. Toronto and Montreal, I believe, are 13th and 14th, respectively, in the Western Conference. But when it mattered most, my boy, Georgie Mihailovic is my player of the week to finish off the regular season of the MLS. Homie put up 2 goals and 1 assist in Toronto's FC's win over Orlando City. Two of those 4 goals were attributed to Georgie. One man's pour one out is another man's cracked player, and Georgie Mihailovic showed out. I don't know if you guys saw the goals. One of them was a direct free kick from just outside the box, and then the other one just came from a perfectly timed ball that just came off his chest, rolled, and he was able to finish like a perfect counter there, and assisted DeAndre Kerr's goal. So very unfortunate ending to Toronto's season. We were hoping to see more, but it's cool to see them be able to drag Orlando City down just a little bit in decision. For that, gotta take my hat off for
Georgie.
I'm surprised you all talked about it a little bit. My crack game of the week. It did my heart well after a very, very busy week of not being able to watch a whole lot of soccer. I did watch that one Broncos game, which I literally only watched the last 5 minutes of that game, y'all, and I watched all I needed to see. But RSL, you freaking did it. You made it through. You didn't do it from your own will, right? It wasn't the game that got you there. So I'm not highlighting your game because of where we were. I'm highlighting you because of where I want you to go. Over the last couple of games versus Portland, we've done pretty well, right? RSL beat Portland July 16th. RSL tied against Portland September 21st of 2024. And then we're not going to look at the other ones before that. We're just going to keep looking forward, and we're going to say RSL is going to take this game. I'm giving them my practice game on Team of the Week to add some extra juju their way, and we're going to go from there. So, RSL.
Hell yeah. We watching.
And then for my pour one out, you guys highlighted the 2 that I definitely wanted to highlight here. But there was one player one play that I don't think we were able to highlight here, and it was Vancouver's red card. Matias Laporta left them shorthanded in that 2-1 loss to Dallas. If somebody did mention that already, I'm sorry, but I will pour one out for you, Matthias. The other two, one else that Fern and Reyes mentioned here, definitely are bigger gut punches than that, but I gotta pour one out for my boy Matthias. But that is all for me. That is wrapping us up. Ending it there. Go RSL and Broncos.
There you go, man. Heck yeah. Solid stuff, man. Yeah, for sure. Definitely some good games. Hopefully RSL can kind of make a run here. We're always pushing for them. We're always hoping for them. So we'll see what happens over the next, tonight, and then hopefully they can win tonight, and then over the next few weeks, kind of continue to go in and around. We'll see, man. Solid. What were you gonna say?
I was going to ask you a dumb question. The play-in game is just one game, right? And then the rest of the playoffs is the best of three.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
The first round is best.
What?
Just the first round is best of three. After that, it's a single knockout.
Yep, exactly.
Shoot.
So playing.
Explained this to me before, but that's cool.
Yeah. So playing game is one game, and then first round is best of three series, and then after that is just a single elimination. So, kind of a weird playoff format, but we've discussed it a couple times, and hopefully at some point it changes a little bit, because I don't love the way that they've done it. I'm just so used to like 2 games, like home and away. You know what I mean? I'm a lot used to that. I wish it would just be that way, but it's not. So it is what it is. But we'll see what happens with, we'll see what happens. Okay, cool. Solid stuff. So I think what we'll do really quickly before we kind of get into some of these headlines is the cracked goals, the top 5 cracked goals of 2025 for this MLS season. There's obviously plenty of different goals that we could have looked at and kind of like could have shown, or at least like had some sort of discussions around. But I think the top 5, just to kind of keep it short and sweet, might be the best decision for us to make just on this episode. And I'm not sure, do we have any of these pulled up, or no? Are we just discussing them?
I have all of them pulled up.
Okay, solid stuff, brother. I love it. So first and foremost, number 5, Evander Ferreira versus Nashville on September 13th. Let's go ahead and roll the footage here to kind of take a look at why this was a top goal.
Look at this. 97th minute. Game's about to end. Bam!
This is wild. I mean, absolutely insane. I mean, this is like I said, a top goal in my eyes. 98th minute go-ahead win to beat Nashville 2-1. Also in your
First
home
time
stadium.
shot.
Such a sick goal, such a cool experience, obviously, for that team and for that fan base. Evander obviously having a very good season, probably not an MVP caliber season, but at the end of the day, he played well. He scored a lot of goals, kind of kept Cincinnati on top of the leaderboard, and then obviously got them into the playoffs. So big goal for him. Super cool to see.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be quite a few of these last-minute goals. But
yeah,
sorry, as I was speaking, Chicago just scored again. I'm sorry. It's not looking good for Orlando.
Dude,
It made me lose my train of thought, but yeah, Cincinnati has been really good this year, and Ferreira has been one of those big reasons of why they've been so good this year. So shout out to Cincinnati. At least one of those teams is doing good this year.
Yeah, solid stuff. Okay, next up we have the number 4 correct goal of 2025 with Paxton Aronson from the Colorado Rapids. This was against Houston on September 13th. As you can see here, another late game winner.
If I'm not mistaken, was this like his first game for Colorado? Like after he got transferred? I said, was this his first game as a Colorado player, or am I mistaken?
You said it was a little choppy. Sorry.
Wait, is my audio messed up now? Hello.
I think it's my internet just a little bit slow.
Okay, you're good. No, I was just saying that I think was that his like first game as a Colorado player. It was his first couple games. So
yeah, exactly. He kind of just came on because they gave him the 10, and then they obviously got rid of Mihailovic. So that's kind of what eluded him to get the number 10 for Colorado. But again, huge goal for that team just to kind of go the go-ahead win.
Am I tripping, or was this not his goal? Look at this. I'm gonna slow it down real quick for you.
Well, I believe on the score sheet it's his. So
I know, but just look at this though. It looks like he doesn't even touch it, and then it goes like. But who knows? Maybe I'm just being a hater.
Yeah. Don't be a hater, bro. Solid stuff. Okay, number 3. We're gonna go with Gozo. I don't even know his first name. What's his first name?
I don't even know what his first name is either. Xavier.
Oh, Xavier. That's right. Xavier Gozo against LAFC. I mean, some acrobatics from this young guy. Let's go ahead and take a look. Wha-bam. Solid, dude.
I was there.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Fern was there, witnessed this thing live, which is nuts. Did you actually see the goal? Did you were not looking?
Yeah, I'm right. I was right. I'm literally in this top corner right here. You could probably find me somewhere over there in an HD version, but we were literally just sitting there talking, and then boom! Freaking. Never mind. I won't say what I was wanting to say.
But to do, bro. That's so difficult to do, man. I mean, it's hats off. And then obviously for you to be to have the guts to pull that off or to try that, dare to be great, bro. It's so insane. So hats off to you, Gozo. Number 2, we're going to have to go with, is it Kevin Denke?
It's Lopez's boy.
Denke against San Jose back in April.
Was it this one?
Oh,
I think I might have picked the wrong one. Yeah, I was like, I picked the wrong one. But go on, keep talking.
This isn't San Jose. For those of you that didn't see this, it was I believe it was against San Jose where he has a bicycle kick to I think they won because of it. It might have been like a 1-0 game. But it was a bicycle kick, absolutely insane. It might have been one of the first highlighted goals that we even talked about this whole season.
I think it's the first time we ever shared a video too.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Look at this. Here we go. This is it. Bruh. That bicycle kick got him injured and he was out for 2 months.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So yeah, solid stuff from Denke right there. Solid goal. Obviously very difficult to do, very difficult to pull off. And then finally, for our number 1 correct goal of 2025, who else? None other than Mr. Messi himself against a very bad Montreal team for the year of 2025. Gosh dang, look at that. Oh my goodness. He's just walking through people. Come on, dude. It's insane. Jeez. I mean, it's no surprise. It's nothing new. It's just regular old Messi doing Messi things. Wild. Yeah, insane, dude.
I don't know if you're saying anything.
Solid stuff from Messi, dude.
I was muted. Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't have anything to say.
Okay.
I was just talking.
What? Yeah, nothing to say, man. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing for Messi. Solid goals. Lots of different goals that obviously happened throughout the regular season. I believe there's another video out there circulating from the MLS that had 15 or so goals. Obviously you can kind of check those out. Some of these were on there as well, but this is kind of what we saw as some of the top goals that we consider to be the best for 2025. Very cool stuff. Aside from this, we'll go ahead and get into some of the headlines really quickly here. We'll try to, also keep tabs on the game that's currently rolling. I believe it's still 2-0 with Chicago leading Orlando. But let's go ahead and start off really quick with this first one. Not sure if you guys saw this, but the MLS is making a little bit of changes, or better yet, a major change for the MLS playoffs this year. So, not sure if you guys knew, but the MLS is not going to have, they're going to have the playoff games available to anybody that has an Apple TV subscription. You no longer need the MLS season pass to view any of the playoff games for the rest of the year. Kind of a crazy thing for them to do, I think, personally. But I'm curious on what your guys' thoughts are on them doing this, because it's absolutely kind of nuts for them to do this for just the playoffs. But curious on your thoughts with this big change from the MLS, from Apple, on the MLS playoffs.
Personally, I think it's a great idea, right? We've been talking about, like, from episode one of this podcast again, about the growing fan base for the MLS. If you want people to get excited, you have to let them see one of the biggest tournaments that is part of our soccer teams. So that, I think it's a great idea. Get more people hooked. That's probably a financial decision on their end too. Maybe trying to get some more subscribers as they go into next season. So yeah, just look at the Apple TV subscription, right? There's still that barrier to entry. But with the playoffs being playoffs, man, I think it's going to be a good move for Apple to do this.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, kind of like Lopez is saying, it'll help bring in more fans, especially with, I mean, we've talked about it in the past where Apple TV isn't the most subscribed to streaming service. So honestly, like, the fact that it's not the most streamed service, and then you have another subscription that you have to pay for to watch the MLS, probably turns off a lot of people from wanting to tune into these games. But I mean, hopefully some of these people that just have an Apple TV subscription are like, oh, let me just go see a game or something, you know? Like, although, I mean, I could see some people complaining and being like, hey, you know what? Like, I paid for this, and you guys are giving it away for free. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, last year they did a similar thing, because I don't think I was subscribed to it, and then they allowed it to watch the games. But I don't remember exactly. But yeah, it'll be a good thing, because those people that are just kind of doom scrolling on their phone, on their Apple TVs, will find the game popping up like over the weekend or something, or Friday. Watch the game on Friday.
And
Yeah,
like,
some
I guess for
casual
me, like,
watchers.
one last point I'll highlight too is just like, it's reducing the barriers to entry, right? Like, it sucks that, like, you do still have to go to Apple TV specifically, but like, at least you don't have to go Apple TV and then also get MLS season pass add-on on top of it, just watch this. Yeah, it's hard. Like, I see it as a business decision for Apple. Ultimately, if it was mostly for the fans, but we just do what the NFL does and have a couple of these playoff games and like, just like local TV that you can access for free.
Yeah.
Chicago scored again.
Oh my gosh, this is insane. Oh, you're right, dude. That's freaking insane against Orlando, bro. That's wild.
This drop off by Orlando has been so crazy, because they've played well against Miami. They literally destroyed Miami earlier this year. Now,
dude, they were one of the better teams.
Off.
They were attacking so well, and then now they just literally in a week they've just been terrible. That's insane, absolutely insane. I'm sorry, we're getting sidetracked on that one, but kind of going off of what you guys were mentioning. I agree. I think it's a good play. I do believe they kind of did something similar to this last year. I can't remember if it was completely free or if they dropped the price significantly to make more people kind of watch the playoffs. I just think, like, why not do this at the beginning? Like, why not just have it to where if you have Apple TV, like, give people the MLS as well. Like, just give people the MLS season pass. Like, this is kind of ridiculous. I think, on companies just trying to make, a lot more money just from like adding little subscriptions within a subscription. I think it's a little bit ridiculous, that barrier to entry, that these added fees for, wanting to watch something else when you're already charging us to get into, to even be able to watch some of these games. I think it's a little ridiculous. I think it sounds like, you're obviously going to get a lot more viewership with the playoffs, so why not just have the entire season free on Apple TV? Maybe you can go up $1 or something like with the original subscription, but I would have said just have this free at the very beginning. And then two, I think, like, I don't remember, but I feel like the final is typically viewed or shown not just on Apple, but also on like regular, like cable, one of the cable channels like CBS or something like that. But why not also do something like that where, you can obviously have, have it on Apple TV, but also like on CBS or ESPN or whatever you wanted to have it on. Like, why not also show the playoffs on that? Because if you're ideally you want more viewership, get it to more people. and let people see it on something that they're already going to watch on a daily basis. So, bit of an interesting play. I am one of those people that paid for the season pass, and I'm like, okay, well, now what? Like, you literally are going to give the playoffs out for free, and I paid for the whole thing? Like, it's kind of ridiculous.
I got it for free, so I'm not complaining. But, like we said, sort of that getting people into it. The nice thing about it being free now is these are going to be some of the more highly competitive games, so maybe it'll attract a couple more people to want to purchase it next year, and then just to find out that not all the games are like that.
But there is drama sometimes, so you never know. Okay, cool. Solid stuff there, boys. Next one that I had up here on the docket. We're still pretty good on time, so we'll kind of mention this one as well. There was an article that came out from World Soccer Talk that kind of mentioned if Messi is losing some of the spotlight in the MLS. Now, just for context, what they basically mentioned was, obviously Messi being the face of the MLS when he first joined, having a lot of jersey sales. A lot of people have obviously wanted to go watch him play, getting tickets to the games, et cetera. But ever since Heung-min Son and Thomas Mueller came into the league this year, some would say that the attention has kind of gone away from Messi and kind of into LA and Vancouver, right? I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on this, because to me, I mean, obviously you're going to make a piece like this to kind of get more attention, more views. I don't think anything's ever going to take anything away from Messi. The guy just put up 29 points in the regular season. He's going to win the Golden Boot. He's probably going to win the MVP. And honestly, they're in a very good position to win the MLS Cup. If this guy wins all three things this year in the MLS, like, you can't say anything about this guy. Like, there's no way. Like, yes, Son and Mueller are great players. Are they Messi? No, dude. But I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are on this take.
I mean, as far as jersey sales go, because that's kind of what it's talking about, that they've overtaken him in kit sales. I mean, I'm not surprised. Messi has been in the league for 2 years now, going into his third, or this should be his third, I believe. And Heung-min Son and Thomas Mueller just came in, so I mean, obviously I'm not surprised that they overtook him in jersey sales, because there's probably more people currently going on, or more people going to a store and buying a Son jersey because he's new. And I mean, what is it? Goals per 90. Mueller beat Messi by 0.8. Wow. Coming in, which is crazy if you really think about it. Yes, he did, but Messi did this throughout the entire year, and he only beat him by 0.8. So like you said, I don't think there's any spotlight being taken away. If anything, it's just, I feel like it's more of like these players shining the spotlight across the MLS instead of just one area. Right. If that makes sense, So that's how I see it.
For sure.
In my opinion, I feel like Messi is the GOAT. Messi is the pinnacle of what soccer is in the MLS. And I don't think that the article is really arguing whether or not he's the GOAT. I feel like the article argues more whether or not the spotlight is shifting away from Messi. And I feel like it's intentional as a business decision and part of the MLS, right? I think that the MLS recognizes that Messi has the spotlight. I feel like the MLS wants to encourage more articles like this. I know the MLS is not right. This one is a World Soccer Talk, right? But they can get some content out there to get people talking about this more and more. Messi will have something to go. But the MLS can find their new status symbol that little boys want to go and say, I'm Messi, while they're playing soccer outside in the schoolyard, where people can be like, that is the all-time greatest player. And I don't think we have that really Son or Mueller, but I think that MLS is just trying to generate some buzz, generate some excitement, and say, like, these players are still elite, really great players to see here in the U.S., and it's still very exciting, and you should be excited about it. Pero, like, it's just, I don't think it's going to have the Messi attraction, bro. I don't know. Messi's just the GOAT, so.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I do agree with a lot of what you guys are mentioning. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, I was gonna say. So yesterday they have this thing where I live called a pumpkin walk. I'm pretty sure you guys know what it is.
Yeah.
Um, and towards the end of the pumpkin walk, they actually had a Messi like
Oh, wow.
display. So
Dang.
just to point out, I'm in a small town in the middle of Utah with the Messi display going on.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, it's bigger than you think. He's definitely bigger than you think. But yeah, I think it is important too because you obviously have Messi kind of lighting up basically all of Florida. To be honest with you, like I'm sure all of Florida very much wants Miami to win. They have Inter Miami jerseys, et cetera, et cetera. But then obviously, like you said, kind of the business decision getting Sun to LA, the other coast, big market. Like, yes, it's going to spark up a lot of conversations, a lot more people watching. And then Vancouver, major city in Canada, like that goes across borders. So yes, that's another business decision in my eyes as well, where Mueller's definitely going to pull some eyes, right? So yeah, I don't think the spotlight ever goes away from Messi, but I am glad that there's other people kind of coming into the MLS and saying like, yeah, we can definitely do things, and not to take anything away from the folks that have done it in the past, like a Zlatan, like a Vela, like a Nani, like a Kaká. Like you can't ever take that away from them, but like just in today, the modern era, like Messi is just kind of the face of the MLS right now. So, was just curious on your guys' thoughts on that one. So very interesting to see kind of what some of these folks are doing. But great for jersey sales. So it's cool to see those as well. It's cool to see people wearing soccer jerseys, to be completely honest with you. That's super cool. Next little topic here, I wanted to kind of pose this question. I don't know if you guys have already brought this up, but this year, the highest, they took another average, right? Another like poll or whatever, data poll. And basically they kind of, mentioned the highest averaging MLS teams with their attendance per game for every team. I guess I bet you guys would never guess who was the number one attended team without looking at it, just looking at it, or just guessing. Who would you guess would be number one without like looking at it?
I will not.
What did you think before?
I won't guess, but I will tell you. I looked at it, and the team that I saw, I wasn't expecting them, but I'm not surprised.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, same.
So.
Yeah, the team that I saw at the very top. I wasn't surprised. Or sorry, I was
Who are you guessing,
surprised.
Lopez?
You know what I mean.
Like the way you guys are talking makes me want to guess Minnesota. Well, my brain went to first LAFC and LA Galaxy,
Yeah, that's a
Fake.
good guess. I mean,
I'll tell you, you're fake for that.
before even looking at this, I was thinking like Miami. Like, there's no
I
way.
I mean, but Miami has a really small stadium. You got to remember that.
Right. Yeah, and I didn't put that into like consideration when I was looking at this or when I saw the headline. But I was, just kind of looking at it. I was like, oh, dude, Miami probably sold out every game. You know what I mean? But the number one team with the attendance record for the season was none other than Atlanta United. And I think, to kind of point this out for all of you, the reason is probably because the size of this stadium. It's still the Benz, right? The Mercedes-Benz is still the Benz Arena.
Yeah.
It's massive. Like it's a global venue at this point. Like it just holds a lot of different people, and the fact that they had it throughout the season, it doesn't really surprise me, to be honest. But yeah, Atlanta United, not a great season, but you have some great fans. So that still reigns true for you guys. Surprised? Any of you?
Yeah. That's why I said you were fake, Lopez, because it was your old home team.
Good fans there, but that stadium's too big. It makes it feel empty.
Yeah. So just because I was curious, on here it says that Inter Miami's average was 20,505 in attendance. So out of curiosity, I looked up what their stadium attendance or their capacity is, and it's 21,550. So basically, they were selling out their stadium majority of the time.
Yeah, that's super sick. That's insane, dude. Yeah, I mean, I think their new stadium can't come fast enough. And I think what's going to be nuts with that one too is like as soon as they're done building that stadium, like it's time to expand it. It's time to make it bigger. So
Rio
super
Tinto
cool.
is bigger than their stadium. Or sorry,
Oh,
America
really?
First Field. Yeah.
Dang, that's wild. Never would have thought.
Yeah, bro. I thought you were gonna say that Miami's gonna get their stadium built, and then next thing you know, Messi's gone, and they're struggling to fill seats.
I mean, honestly, that's
Maybe.
probably what it's gonna be.
Probably.
Because he's probably supposedly going to sign an extension, so we'll see how long.
He'll probably, you know what? He'll probably get on the board at some point or something, and then he'll probably be able to recruit a ton of players there. So I don't think Miami's going away, to be honest with you. We'll see what happens though. Okay, sick. Last two things on the headlines here. First and foremost, the MLS Playoff Bracket Challenge. The final acceptance for these forms are going to be in about I believe it's in like a day, a little over a day. So what I would love to do is for all of us to fill one out, for each of us to fill one out, probably take a little screenshot of it, and then maybe just post it to our socials, kind of see what we think, who we think is going to win the MLS Cup, who, the road that's going to take to get there. Would love to kind of see kind of what you guys are thinking. Maybe that way we'll kind of, see who kind of wins this challenge. But is this familiar to you guys? Are you guys looking at this? As of right now, we do have two games going on for the play-in game, which is going on right now. Chicago obviously giving it to Orlando. And then later on here in about 6 or so minutes, we have Portland taking on Real Salt Lake. So those will be the final two that kind of get into this. But essentially, it will be San Diego against whoever wins in Portland or RSL, Minnesota, Seattle, LAFC at Austin, Vancouver, Dallas, Philly against probably Chicago at this point, Charlotte, New York, FC, Miami, Nashville, and Cincinnati, Columbus. So, gonna be spicy, dude. But yes, let's do that. We in agreement on here?
Yeah, because I was just doing the bracket right now, and I'm not gonna lie. After like the first the best of 3, after I picked those, that was easy. I was like, hey, this team, this team, this team. Obviously, it probably won't end up how I imagine it. But right after the best of 3 things, I'm like, wait, these two teams have to play now. What the heck is gonna go? Like it's crazy. So, I don't know if it's because I've been more into the playoffs or the season this year, but it just seems like there's so many stacked teams this year compared to last year. I don't know if that's just kind of how it feels to me. I just feel like any of these teams that I have going into the next round could win it. So
yeah, there's definitely some good teams. Probably the most noticeable matchup on this one is going to be that rivalry between Cincinnati and Columbus, which is a legitimate rivalry. What is it called? Is like the hell on earth or something like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's legit. I mean, there's 3 games of that, potentially 3 games of that game, which is nuts. So that's one to definitely keep your eye on. But then it's also like you mentioned, right? Whoever you pick on there, probably going to play Miami. Whoever, wins in Charlotte, New York City, they got to play Philly. LAFC Vancouver, like that's a toss up. Mueller versus Son, so it's like, we're probably going to have some pretty similar brackets, but again, you never really know what's going to happen. I think it'll be fun. So let's fill those out tonight, tomorrow, and then we'll post them on here and see what happens.
Well, Lopez has RSL going all the way.
Oh, you guys are not going to pick the same picks as I am, because I'm going to get this bracket challenge absolutely freaking correct.
Throw it into ChatGPT and perplexity.
You guys want to see it right now? It is not ChatGPT. Your boy went with the heart. I have made up my mind. I'm not changing this. I'm locking this in. So
okay. All right. Okay, lock it in.
Take a picture of my screen so I can't change it.
Yeah, lock it in, boys, and then we'll kind of see it. They probably have an option for you to share it. So if you guys could download it, and then that way we can have a quality picture posted on the socials. So we can totally do that. Okay, cool. Before we end this episode, we got a special announcement here, everybody. For the first time ever, like we mentioned in the intro, the Cracked Soccer Podcast is doing something we've never done before, something we've never even done in general before. But we want to do it because of all of you that have been tuning in, have been liking our stuff, commenting, doing all the different things. We're going to have a Cracked giveaway this weekend, starting this weekend. What are we doing? What are we giving away? We'll cut a promo to kind of make it a little bit more easier to understand. But basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be selecting 3 winners to receive an MLS competition soccer ball. We will send this to you. It is restricted to folks in the United States. Apologies for anybody tuning in outside of the States, but it is only for those living in the States. Disclaimer there. But basically what we'll do is we'll pick 3 to get these balls. In order for you to enter into this competition, follow us on Instagram, on our Instagram handle. We'll link the handle below in the description and everything else. But basically all you have to do is give us a follow, give us a like, and then comment on the post who you think is going to win the MLS Cup final, and tag anybody that you're going to watch this final with in the comments. Those 3 things. Give us a follow, give us a like, and then comment who you think will win and anybody you're going to watch this final with. Very new to this. This is going to be the first time we ever do anything like this, but I'm hyped. I'm hyped to see how many of you want these MLS competition soccer balls. Fern, if you still have the image up, why don't you show them what this ball looks like and what they could potentially win. I think it looks like something that's, very cool. Something that people will definitely want to win, want to receive from the squad. So I think it could be very cool.
I want to enter.
Yeah, I'm entering too. I'm gonna go ahead and do all this stuff as well.
Somehow we're gonna be the 3 that win.
We're the only ones that comment and like and follow.
Here we go.
Oh my
man.
goodness! Look at that!
Look at
Look at that!
that.
You could be the winner of that.
With the very nice, I believe, what is it? The 30th anniversary colors. That's kind of what they went with.
Yes.
So
here,
very nice ball.
I found a better.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, these freaking cookies, dude. There we go. These are better pictures of it.
There it is. Sweet. This is what you could potentially win from the Cracked giveaway. Again, give us a follow, give us a like on the post, and comment who you think will win and who you're going to watch the final with on our Instagram page. Gonna be fun, fellas. First time we've ever done this, but I think it'll be fun to give back to the community, give back to the folks that watch us on a daily basis, possibly, or just tunes in here and there. We'd love to kind of hear from y'all.
Yes, sir. Next year we'll be giving away real crack.
Allegedly, not really. Nice. Okay, solid stuff, fellas. Let's kind of cap it off here with the last little bit. I think what we'll do.
Orlando, it's 3-3.
Yeah, let's just kind of show this. Maybe what we'll do is. No, it's not. What we'll kind of do is just kind of share this really quickly, and then obviously what we can do is just kind of share what our picks are for the playoffs instead of having to go through each and every, who we think is going to win. But we can kind of look at it this way to kind of make it a little bit smoother, a little bit faster. Actually, Fern, do you want to pop it? Oh, here we go. It's finally loading for me. Like, it's just a screen here. Okay, solid. So, again, Chicago, Orlando playing right now. Chicago currently winning, 3-0 at this point?
3-1.
Oh,
I swear it's 3-1.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's basically over. It's the 90th minute. Chicago obviously going to get this dub 3-1 against Orlando. And then as we speak as well, Portland versus RSL is going to be starting here in minutes, probably in seconds. I'm hoping, please, you can do it, RSL. Just get this win. I would love to see them take on San Diego here in Salt Lake. That would be such a cool game, and we would for sure have to go watch this game.
They need to win. I swear, if they don't win this game,
dude, I know.
Win, bro.
I'm like, please, I will buy whatever I got to do to get a ticket to this game. If they play San Diego, like, I'm there. I'm going. I don't care. We've had some crazy weather up in Utah recently. I don't care if it's raining, if it's snowing. I'm going. So RSL, please win this game. Beat Portland.
What if there's a Texas man stealing coke though? Would you still go?
Hey, listen, that Texas man better be ready to get a whooping from a Utah man. So hey, we going either way, man. We going.
I'm from Utah.
We're open carry too, baby. Okay, we're chilling. Solid stuff. So here's kind of the lineup again. We'll kind of do the pick'em tournament thing, and then we'll kind of share it from there. But look, man, we're having games this weekend. So I think this is Friday. Is it Friday or Thursday? Miami. Yeah, Friday.
Miami. Yeah. Friday.
Yeah, so they play Friday, and then on the 26th, that's a Sunday. Okay, so then we have Sunday, and then we have Monday, and then Monday again, and then Tuesday, and then what a weird, all the way till Wednesday and for LAFC Austin. Kind of wonky. That's kind of a long rest, but it is what it is. We'll kind of, again, share our picks for that, for the bracket. And then we'll see who at the end of the day wins the cup. I think looking at it now,
you guys are going to be picking it. Fern wasn't going to be happy with my Miami pick there. I knew it. I just wanted to put it on the board and get his reaction. There you
wait,
have
is this
it.
yours?
This is mine.
Oh,
this is mine
you got
right here.
Cincinnati winning. Dang.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
there you have it. Right, sneak peek.
I mean, that's nuts. Honestly, to call Nashville beating it Miami, like, dude, that would be nuts if they beat Miami. But we'll get into that next episode. I think we'll kind of share the brackets, and then maybe next episode we kind of get into it a little bit more when we have more time. We'll go into some of these games and kind of how we feel about, maybe there'll probably be one game in, so it'll be a very fun, what if scenarios. So super cool. Final thoughts, fellas. Final thoughts for the episode today.
My final thoughts are Lopez doesn't know ball because he picked Nashville beating Inter Miami in the first round. So
hey, dude.
What?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Remember who was?
Whoa. Okay, you know what? Whatever, bro. Kick a man while he's down. I see how it is.
Put your foot on his throat. That's what you do, man.
No, I mean, shout out to everybody for watching. Crazy to think that it's already the end of the regular season. The playoffs have started, so shout out to everybody watching. Shout out to the boys here, El Capi and El Chino Lopez, for sticking around for so long and keeping it going. So, shout out to everybody.
That's what we do.
And I'll be the one that says, like, we stuck it out. We did, and we talked about this 2 years ago now. So when the first conversation was had, that we're like, hey, MLS is growing. This is something that's big. It'd be a great time to spend with the boys together. So I've had fun. Fuck the haters on the comments. All you people who come across our videos and are like, hey, the MLS is a trash league. It's not for you, bro. We're talking about the MLS because it's a growing league. But and in all seriousness, for the people who have been here, who have stuck around for following us to get a little bit more of the knowledge in MLS, thank you. Fern is right. I don't know ball. That's why I talk hype about the football, and not as much about soccer and football. But I've been trying to learn and trying to pick it up here. So I'll hopefully get better and better, and especially as once I'm all done with school and not going to school full time and working full time, to dedicate a little bit more time to learning the game a little bit more. So thank you all. Just wanted to quickly say we made it. End of the regular season. We're here, baby, and it's been nothing but fun with you boys, with you men.
Heck
so
yeah.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it. Heck yeah. Appreciate y'all. We out here. Peace.